Call this meeting to order. Determine as a quorum present, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Nettleton, Commissioner Flores, and myself. We have a quorum. Folks, if y'all will please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Commissioner Vasquez.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank y'all. Approving minutes. Moved. Second. And motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. In no specific order. Patty Duke. Y'all are in the citizens' comments? Is there two of y'all?
Yeah.
Either one that wants to speak or both of y'all out?
You want me to come up here?
Yes, ma'am, if you don't mind, I'm sorry. If you'll come to the podium and just state your name and then talk about what you want to talk about.
My name is Lynn Sherrock, and I'm here on behalf of American Campground, and she's a holiday travel park. And it's in regards to the work at the dam, and RV parks, and if we can be of use with the contractors, helping them with RV sites, because with the water level like it is, it's killing the businesses out there, as everybody knows. And are they going to allow the water to stay where it is if we keep getting rain? Or are they going to keep letting it out, or while that work is going on?
And we'll have an item here in a minute. We'll get through citizens' comments, and then what we'll do is we'll bring that item up so we can actually have a discussion.
Okay, great.
Okay. Ms. Reyes?
Good evening. My name is Lori Reyes. I have a concern about your agendas and in particular multiple items on today's agenda. Your agenda items are very vague. Items that may be of concern to the constituency are passed too quickly. When do we, the voters, have input? One of the few things the City of Del Rio does well is make all of the details of the agenda items available ahead of time. The addendums are attached to the agendas posted on the city website. The county agendas are very vague and seem incomplete. For example, today's item 17. Discussion and possible action on giving the county judge authority to sign property deeds to the City of Del Rio after final review by the county attorney. What properties? Where are they located? What does the county want to give them to Del Rio? Why? Is there a review board? How are these decisions made? We know nothing from this agenda item. Therefore, we can't do our own due diligence to look into any of this. Item 18, discussion and possible action to apply to TxDOT for the transportation alternative funding for a hike and bike trail along Las Brisas Boulevard. If the city gets its way and turns Las Brisas into a 4-lane highway, is the county prepared to fight the city for reimbursement? I think the trail is a great idea unless the city paves over it and it becomes a waste of taxpayer funds. We're always looking for money for projects, spending them on a project that may be about to be paved over. While it's a great project, is it a great idea? We need to fight the city. They need to come up with a decision on the route, if there's even going to be a bridge, which is completely unnecessary, which is also beside the point. Next item, number 39, discussion and possible action on permit request, number, hub, for a Frontier fiber optic installation within the county row located in Precinct 3 in the Lake Ride area. I'm guessing this is supposed to say Lake Ridge. Where is this installation going to be? What roads will be affected? This is just public information that residents of our area would like to know. Please make the agenda items more transparent and user-friendly to the public. We would appreciate understanding what is being discussed. Thank you.
Ms. Vallejo? I know you were the first one to turn it in, but I just grabbed them the way I.
Good evening, Judge and Commissioners. At one time, the water from the Devil's River was flowing at 1 million cubic feet per second, much like the Mississippi and the Euphrates River, and it caused much flooding. And so Amistad Dam was constructed to end all floods due to the damage caused by the 1954 flood caused by Hurricane Alice. As of July 29th of 2024, the Amistad Reservoir is at 25% capacity. The reservoir storage is 628,544 acre feet of water. A year ago, it was averaging 37% of capacity. The capacity is based on a total conservation capacity of the 56% based on the treaty between Mexico and the U.S. The sinkholes that are found on Amistad Dam appear to be on the Mexican side, but they say there are 12. But I don't see 12 gates on the Mexican side. But anyway, we aim to keep our promise and provide 56% funding for the repair phase. In 2023, when I first discovered that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers was reviewing facts from 2007 through November of 2022, I found that Amistad Dam's structural integrity was declared at a level 2 stage, which is a high level of urgency, placing Amistad Dam and the Valverde County in imminent danger. I spoke with many elected officials, and none, not even Governor Abbott, knew of the danger that Amistad Dam was posing. At the time, I made the request to all elected officials representing Valverde County to form a coalition for 3 reasons. 1, to get repairs done ASAP. Number 2, through the different offices involved in solving the structural problem, the general public would be informed as to the progress. And 3, to ensure that Amistad Dam would not get a Band-Aid fix. However, not a single elected official took the matter to heart. Today, we find Amistad Dam on the agenda, with intended repair information published. But are we sure that the federal government is fixing the problem? Well, we really do not know, because I would venture to say that no city, county, state, or federal elected official has attended a single meeting or virtual meeting on the Amistad Dam, nor have any spoken to the commissioner or chief engineer assigned to the dams from El Paso to the Gulf of Mexico, and or to the civil engineer from San Diego, California, that has been working on preparations and repairs of the sinkholes throughout 2023. I do not believe anyone has reviewed the biannual reports to the National Dam Safety Program for years 2007 through 2023, which were submitted to Congress and by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is FEMA. The problem exists here in Valverde County. Then why is Amistad Dam meetings held by the U.S. International Boundary and Water Commission in Mercedes, Texas, or in the Valley? However, we're not invited to attend those meetings. We don't even know when those meetings take place. But the stakeholders know. They're invited and they attend. They have access to the information, and they also know how the repairs are coming along and what the progress has been towards the repairs. Billions will be spent on repairing and adding cement slabs. I have yet to see any bathomeric or scientific measurements of the official depth of the cement columns, because in reality, I don't think anyone knows how far they're going to have to dig to find solid rock. Has anyone taken the time to review the Devil Dam's report presented to Congress in 1964? The chief engineer building Amistad Dam was very thorough in his findings, studies, and even predictions of scenarios that may occur. The coalition group may have ensured that Amistad Dam have its traffic lanes expanded as part of the repair work. After all, it is the taxpayers' money that is paying for the repairs on the Mexican side. 6 miles is nothing. They are already repairing 4+ miles, and we might have had a new commercial bridge and dam repairs at the same time as part of the $1 billion that will be spent on 16 damaged gates with cement slabs or cutoff walls measuring 50 feet by 54 feet. They're anchors and the composite C-pitch barriers, but will these indeed intercept and cut off the flow of water to the bedrock foundation if the water pressure and level vary? Those columns will continuously be damaged and may burst from the pressure of the flow of water should the capacity exert its limits to pressure. But will the limestone sustain weight and pressure? Because it is still under the actual structure of the Amistad Dam. They're working on the site. They're not working underneath it. Nature will continue to take its toll on the actual structure, eventually leading to the permanent demolition of Amistad Dam. And this will take within 10 to 15 years. It would have been better to build a new dam down the river. At the same time, I must remind everyone that cement and limestone are both porous, and when water gets moving, nothing stops it. Although limestone is extremely durable, it does absorb water. It is highly reactive to acidic rainwater, suffering substantial deterioration. When I researched the problem at Amistad Dam, I uncovered many cavern veins. These veins contain a water supply that continues onto the Mexican side. Once the repairs are done on Amistad Dam, the veins will dry up and cause the ground to sink. And in the precise place where these veins are, we plan to build a new international bridge. Plus, the magnitude of earthquakes in and around I-20 may affect the Amistad Dam structure. Lastly, has anyone taken the time to consider the sinkholes that may appear on private properties on the U.S. side? Thank you.
Okay. If y'all don't mind, can we go to item 15? I'll okay with that. Discussion possible action on an update on Amistad Dam. First of all, I think there was a lot of misinformation that Ms. D. Vallejo just said about that we've not been having meetings, which that's not true. Ms. Reyes, I think you had come up 2 years ago and asked about the lake and stuff like that, about the sinkholes. Right? Yeah. And at that time, I told you that we'd had meetings with the people from El Paso, and then I told you also that we'd had a meeting with them in February of this year. And bottom line is, they were working on trying to get a company hired. Well, either way, there's a lot of misinformation in what Ms. Vallejo just said. I'm going to just throw that out there. I will tell you that we had a report in February that we will put on our website. That way y'all can see it. There was another little report put together probably a month ago that we received. And the amount of sinkholes that we have right now are, according to them, is 53 sinkholes. Not 7, not 8, not 10, 53 of them. They have a plan in place that they are going to hire a firm to design what needs to be done with up on top of the dam itself. Not where the dam's at, but when you leave the dam, up on the top area, the roadway. And they're predicting a cost, and this is what's scary, between 80 and $276 million. Don't know. I think we can agree on that. They really don't know. And they won't know until they start drilling holes to check and see what it's going to take in order to fill what's down there. They have 2 lines of what they call grout curtains that will be placed. And the way it's explained to me, and you'll be able to see it in the pictures when we put it on the website, is instead of going straight down, they're going to go at an angle one way, and then when they drill the other holes on the other side, and this is all up on top, they'll drill at an angle but back the other way, so they'll end up like this. And then in the middle, they're going to excavate And what they're calling a cutoff wall will be built between the two grout areas. They have no idea what this thing's gonna cost. There was a comment right now a little while ago about what percentages, the US, I think it was 56.2%, and the Mexicans are gonna pay 43.8% of the cost to do this work, even though it's on the Mexican side. The report that we've seen, it's about 200 meters long where they're gonna try to fix up on top, not on the bottom, which is about 1.25 miles, but less than 1.25 miles. We've had a lot of phone calls in the last 2 weeks about how's this going to affect lake level. And we've been assured, and we've been told over and over and over again, that the work that's going to be done on the construction of the sinkholes in order to help with the sinkholes and alleviate that problem would not have any effect on lowering the lake or anything having to do with the lake. That they're confident that they'll be able to do the work because it's up on top, not down on the bottom, with whatever the lake level is at the time that they begin construction. As of a little while ago, where's he at? Roland, you here? Yeah, just ask him to come in, that way he can correct me if I say something wrong. Roland, just in case I say something wrong, if you'll correct me. Roland was actually out there a month and a half ago, something like that.
July 17th, we had him.
July 17th. With an emergency management, like a mitigation plan in case something was to happen. And I want to stress that nobody's concerned that the dam's gonna fail, okay? But, there was concerns, and there's been concerns for over 2 years now that what happens if something fails. They're not concerned that there's any problem with the dam. They're concerned right now that they have problems with the sinkholes, but that it's not going to cause the dam to fail. And I need to be perfectly clear on that. Now, we were told through a couple of emails, and I went back, that there was already funds available. As of a little while ago, the funds that are available are not to fix the problem, but in order to hire a firm to do the engineering on the issue, to do that. But right now, there's not funds. There are no funds right now that we have earmarked or in the bank in order to be able to fix the problem, other than to do the engineering. Okay, we were given a schedule, which that schedule, when I looked at it a little while ago, we're past what they said where we would be at. All the 2 little studies that we have before the week's out, I will ask Ram to make sure that he puts it on our website and y'all can look at it. It shows the schedule there. It had 3 months in order to hire somebody, and then it has about another year and change in order to go through the process of bidding, and then about 18 months to go through the process of, once it's awarded, to fix the problem. One of the things that I need to stress, though, here is that everybody that we've talked to, and as a county judge and as emergency management coordinator at Roland, they have told us over and over again that the lake will not be affected by the construction or the mitigation of the sinkholes, because that will take place up on top, not down at the bottom. So, again, we've had a lot of phone calls in the last month or so, and we figured we'd put that out. We will put all the information that we have, we will put it on our website so y'all can look at it and see what we're being told. But people had been asking about, what if the dam fails? We've been asking the same question. The federal government doesn't even have that concern right now, at all. Okay, that's not a concern. So, of the dam phase, you're looking at me with your eyebrows up.
Yeah, can I ask a question? Then why is it a level 2?
We asked that question 2 years ago when that came out, 3 years ago, that why the heck would you put that level, that's classified like that?
And they said, well, that's just the way we do it. And I said, so do we need to go and look at a mitigation plan in order to be able to move people in case it breaks? She said, the answer was no. But we've had this conversation as to what happens if something happens to the dam. How far is it gonna go out? How far is the water gonna go out? We've got a little bit of control because where the dam's at, and I'm getting off subject here because I don't want to scare anybody. But who are they gonna call is the main thing. If something does happen, who are they calling? Who are they gonna call so we can inform people that there's an issue? And at that point, and that's what emergency management is working on with the city of Del Rio and even with some of our partners downriver from us. We sat in a meeting in February with people from Eagle Pass, and I think a couple of individuals, I think, from Laredo, and when we had a meeting with International Water and Boundary Commission. And I've got that packet here that we will post on our websites, and y'all can see the same stuff we looked at. They identified some other dams that need help. They have about $11 million that they get from the federal government in order to maintain the dams, but maintain all of them. It's not enough money. It's just not enough money. But at this point, are we scared that the dam is going to fail? I really honestly believe that the people that are there, that are monitoring the situation, they'd have no reason not to tell us the truth. So I don't think there's an issue. There is an issue with the sinkholes, and one of the things that everybody needs, when they leave, they need to walk away with is that, you know, we've had concerns. We had a phone call this morning that, do I sell my house and leave because this is my vacation home? What do I do? And I can't tell you what to do, but I will tell you that our level is low right now. It hit the lowest level that it had ever been July 17th of this year. It's gone up a little bit since then, not much, about a foot. But it's like everything else. It's going to go down, it's going to go back up. And like I told that individual earlier, I would hope that you don't leave Valverde County, hang around, let the water go back up, and then we're going to be happy. Are they going to drain this? Again, I'm repeating myself. Are they going to drain the lake? Because that was the question I was asked. And the answer is no. In order to fix the problem, the answer is absolutely no. They're not going to lower the lake at all, is what I've been told, in order to fix the problem. They'll be able to do it up on top.
May I ask one more question?
Just one more.
Does the county have a mitigation plan in case there's a catastrophic?
I can tell you that we're working on it. And I can tell you that, this is where I get in trouble. They've asked what is our plan if it breaks? Our plans first is to try to notify everybody to get out. Okay? And again, we're totally confident that that's not going to happen. All right? But if something was to happen, we'll get a phone call. We'll make sure that people are notified either through the city of Del Rio, their system, our system. And, you know, I was asked, you know, at that point, what happens? Well, I'm not going to ask, and again, this is where I get in trouble. I'm not going to ask our first responders to go down there and drive in the middle of all this stuff if it happens. Okay. And one of the guys that I visited with just this last night got upset. We are putting together a plan, Karen, in order to, they have what they call a flood inundation maps compared to the amount of water. We've been working 2 years to try to get a copy of that map. I can tell you that we're probably closer now than what we've ever been because some of the information that was given to us this month was that how far it's going to extend out. Okay. I'm not going to go into that right now for the simple reason that I've not addressed that with the court, and that plan in order to mitigate this is not going to. Okay. And I hope that answers y'all's question on this. I know, and I told Commissioner Nettleton when I got in, if they're not confused when they got here, they're going to be really confused when they leave. We ask a lot of questions.
We're just as confused as y'all are.
Yeah. And when I went back and looked through the emails, yes, we have money, no, we don't have money. Today, the answer is that we do have money, but it's just for the study, but we don't have the money to fix the problem. Okay. One of the things that we got asked to do was to, and B brought it up, or Ms. Vallejos brought it up, was that as soon as they, come up with a closer dollar amount and something that we're just not throwing a dart at on a board, is if we could all get together, city, county, not only here, but also, Eagle Pass and everybody downriver from us, and begin to write letters and to lobby for the money. The numbers that we've been given, as you can tell, between 80 and 276 million, that's a heck of a gap, But again, it's going to be real hard to get to pinpoint the exact dollar amount, because in reality, they don't know what's down there. Until they start drilling holes, they don't know how big the caverns are. And I'm not trying to simplify it, but that's God's honest truth. They're monitoring it. They're monitoring how much water is going through. The last conversation we had with them was that they're not getting any bigger, but they're not getting any smaller. That's where we're at. And I'll take a couple of questions. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to answer them, but, we'll try our best. Don't really want to, I'll take a couple of questions if y'all have questions, and see if we can answer them. If not, we'll get back with you. I will tell you again that everything that we have, everything that we received, we will put it on our website so y'all can look at it, click through it, and go through it. Some of it is extremely small print, but if you click on it, you'll be able to open it up and look at it.
Judge,
Yes,
I have
sir.
a question. Hope you don't mind.
No.
When you're saying sinkholes are on highland, that means dry land?
The sinkholes, the problem of the sinkholes will be fixed on the highland. The sinkholes are actually on the upriver from the dam, or on the water side of the dam, down at the bottom. But the fixing of the problems will be up on top, like in the roadway area. Once you leave the concrete, and it's about 1.25 miles, what they've identified, that if they go in there and begin to drill, they'll be able to mitigate the problem. Yeah. Anybody else?
And Judge, there's one thing to add is that a lot of people get centered on fishing and water skiing on the lake, but that lake's there for irrigation downriver, and they forget that we are in an extreme drought, and that's why the lake is down. So they think it's going down, and I hear it all around town. They think it's lowered in order to repair the dam. It's lowered because the water was used to irrigate the other water. So they were even cut off water downriver. You cannot go to Camalo, Texas and buy hay for the first time since they planted the first hay in Camalo. It's never been like this.
I appreciate that. No, and that's absolute truth. And again, we've been assured and we've been told that they will not drain the water. They will not lower the water when the construction of the sinkhole starts. I don't know how much clearer I can be on that. Again, in the last 3 weeks, we've answered quite a few phone calls. Why is it going down? That's all the information that I have for y'all. We will put everything that we have in writing. Like I say, there's an email that we did in March that Roland received from the meeting that we had in February. We'll put that on there. They're going to do a tour, and the commissioners have been invited to do a tour August 20th of the dam itself. Up on top, inside, give me a call. But there is going to be a tour of the dam to go through and look at the power plant, the process that makes power, and where the water needs to be in order for that to continue to operate. So that will happen August 20th.
I have one question. Years ago, they released dams in the upper part of New Mexico and brought the water level up 25 foot. And like the gentleman back here said, they're suffering down here. Why is it not happening again, or who initiates that to happen for it to come to Amistad to flow back down?
That was actually a dam on the Mexico side that broke.
Okay.
And we received all the water. It was not intentional. They had a lot of floods in the mountains, so the dam had actually collapsed, which sent the water down here. Otherwise, we would not have had that water.
So it wasn't initiated by someone?
No.
No, and I can tell you that Mexican government, of everything that I've been reading, has until October of 2025 to pay us the water that they owe us. Not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. They could begin to release water on their side to get into the Rio Grande and bring it to us. But they have until October 2025 was one of the things that I was reading. And, but again, like Commissioner Nettleton said, when their stuff broke over there, it wasn't intentional. If not, we probably wouldn't have got that water. Okay. Anybody else? I hope that helped. And Mr. Reyes, I will try to do a better job on what we post on the website. I do think it's important, and we do take y'all's comments serious.
Quick question. On the dam issue, or what y'all are trying to accomplish, would the Commissioner's Court be in a positive light, maybe contact all these agencies, like a roundtable meeting with the citizens? Like somewhere, whether it be at the county.
And I'm gonna be honest with you.
Keep saying they and them, who are they and them, whether it's.
We are gonna have a meeting with the city of Del Rio.
Yeah, bring us up that.
We're gonna have a meeting with the city of Del Rio and people from Eagle Pass and stuff like that. We're gonna set that up, and that'll be part of the process during our emergency mitigation plan.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good? Okay? Okay. Item 7, approving monthly reports from elected officials. Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. 8, approving bills for payment. Second. And motion Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. I'm sorry. And the one before was 4-0. Commissioner Wardlaw is feeling under the weather. Item 9, discussion possible action to approve auditor's report. Second. A motion Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 10, discussion possible action on certification of revenue, Texas Association of Counties, $3,400.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Concerns? Fine. Got it. Thank you.
A motion Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 11, discussion possible action on the following budget adjustment, library transfer.
To approve.
Second.
A motion Commissioner Flores.
Both of them or one of them?
We'll do both of them.
The available appropriations, attorney,
When are we gonna stop the bleeding on this attorney?
When they stop going to court.
Agenda.
Yeah, it is. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to just bulk it up and then for some reason court doesn't happen and that money goes unspent when we've already appropriated it. If you want, we can raise it right now, but we're cruising at about
Let's do
16 to
this.
20,000.
Commissioner, let's do A. If you don't mind, then we'll talk about it.
No, that's fine.
Your motion, Commissioner Flores, on item A to approve. Second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. B, attorney other, 20,000 from available appropriations. We did in the next fiscal year, because of the amount of money we're spending, we put $200,000 more in attorneys other, but it doesn't help us now.
So we're doing $20,000 to $40,000 every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. We're approaching 650, 700,000.
We still have another couple of months to go.
We do.
Are you anticipating it to continue at that rate? You know, I mean, I'm just asking the court system,
I don't see any reason why the trend would stop.
does this trend have anything to do with border issue or is it just that the crime is increasing?
Operation Lone Star cases are handled completely separate. Those attorney's fees for court-appointed lawyers are paid from a separate fund out of Lubbock. So
That we don't have anything to do with.
We don't have anything to do with that.
Is our crime increasing that much?
I'm not a crime analyst, but I can tell you.
The numbers say it is.
I can tell you that.
Judge, I would prefer that we handle these bills as they come, as they accumulate.
I'm fine with
Pay
that.
attention to the court.
Okay.
We can do
That's $20,000. We talked about a $200,000. Where we gonna get the money? Go through that process. That way we know where.
No problem. In the budget this court passed last fiscal year, there was a prisoner cost of $260,000, and that was mainly for the the guard duties. When a prisoner goes to the hospital, they have to post a guard, and we have to pay that. Now, we are severely under budget in that. We're only around 26,000 in that, so that was
I'll make a motion to approve this out of that fund. And I agree, we look at them each month, but I'm just wondering if there's an end to it.
Second, the answer to that is no. The short and the, yeah, we have, like you said, 2 more months left, so.
And the additional that you put in next year's budget is gonna get us closer to the.
What I gave y'all right now, we put in extra money. What we give is we put in more money. Before the August 15th, when I go to file the budget, we'll look at it again. We've got 2 more weeks, and then if we anticipate more, we'll put it in there.
Will the public defender's office help with this?
It is, that's what it's designed to do, when the court approved for them to go out. We're in the region, they're in the process of adding us to their region. And if that's approved, then we were set at a certain amount, because that is a 70%, 30% reimbursement grant. So once that happens, we should be limited to our 600, maybe 600,000. So we'll be limited to.
We budgeted right at 5 or something, 455.
So
And
we'll see.
then if the state gives us the rest of the money, then they would pick up. The answer to your question is yes.
And we were also on for years at 300,000 or 400,000. Now we're bumping to 600,000.
We were. Now, when David and I actually looked at that trend a couple months ago, and we were, but was that related to COVID? Nothing was coming to court? Because we were a few years, 19, we were at close to 600,000.
We've gone up,
Then
and
it
it dropped for a few years, and
It
now
did.
we're starting to climb again. So.
That's correct.
And that might be one of the things that we're seeing now too, is because during COVID, those cases weren't being heard. And now they're being heard. And I can tell you that the amount of cases that they're doing in both courts right now, it is what it is. And we're gonna end up paying more money. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 12, no need. Item 14, discussion possible action to appoint members to the Texas Historical Commission. Before we do that, I just want to make sure that there was one person, and I don't know if I got added to y'all's, but it's Patrick Zuberby, that he got added. So right now we're at 13 names. The minimum is 7. So if y'all wanted to appoint all 13, and then come back and look at it after they meet, and the ones that don't attend, then get rid of them.
Motion to approve all 13.
Judge, I got a question. I'll second that. Is Ramiro Guzman included in that list?
No. Yes, he is. He's number 8. He is. He is. He's number 8. He's on the list. He's not number 1.
Can I make a comment? Judge?
Of course.
I've got someone that would probably like to be on that as well. Consider.
Okay, so,
I'll amend my
Yes,
motion.
Judge, Omar Fuentes, I'd like to submit my,
Are you having a ring? Very good, yes.
I'll amend my motion to add on.
Thank you.
all right.
I have them not gonna show up anyway.
Well, that's like I was saying, if we appoint them all, then we go back and look at the meetings.
I'll amend my motion to add Omar and to state that in 3 months it come back before the court and remove the names that have not been there for the 3 months.
Second, accept. Okay. We'll send out a letter to everybody that's on the list, that they've been appointed to the Historical Commission. We have a template as to what needs to get done from the state of Texas. And the meetings that y'all, because there's so many of y'all, we'll put together, an email, send out an email. And then, maybe the first meeting and the meetings that y'all have, maybe y'all can have them here. We'll send out an email, what's the best date for everybody, and then we'll go from there and probably have the meetings here. Okay? Now, I know there's several of y'all enough on it. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 14, discussion possible action on TxDOT Grafton County, CEB charging stations, pre-construction and consulting agreement attached. I'm not really too concerned about doing the pre-construction and consulting agreement with a certain company because we can't. But I just wanted to know if y'all would consider this. There is grants out there. I know that
Motion to authorize the judge to apply.
Second.
A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 15, we've already done. Item 16, discussion possible action to give authority to apply for 2025 SB 22 grant. We've been talking about these grants and funds, that we received. August 2nd is the date that we all get to apply. The county judge will, submit for the sheriff's office. The county attorney will submit for the county attorney's office, and the DA will submit for the DA's office. Now, those funds will have to come back to the court, on how they're going to be spent.
Motion to authorize to apply.
Second. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 17, discussion possible action on giving the county authority to sign property deeds to the city of Del Rio after final review by the county attorney. These lots, and I'll put them on the website. Basically, there's properties, and I can tell y'all where they're at. There's properties on Broadbent, across the street from the cemetery, that belong to the city and the county. Both sets of lots belong to city and county, and they're really, when you do, research on them, some of them say city, some of them say county. You continue to do research, now they just say city. So for the park that Commissioner Wardlaw just built, on Broadbent, across from the cemetery, those are the lots that we're talking about. There's some property that only belongs to Valverde County, which is where Ram Stadium's at, or Ram baseball field, Del Rio High School baseball field or whatever. Bank and Trust, I think it is now. Bank and Trust baseball field. Across, there's like a bunch of mesquites there on the corner. In that one parking lot, there's like about 3 or 4 lots there. Those lots there would be the ones that we're talking about being swapped with the stuff on Broadbent. The city gets to use those, we get to use the stuff where the park's already at. There's also a tract of land when the city did a subdivision on Lewis and Ray Drive out in Valverde Park. That easiest way to describe where that's at. If you're going to the base, you're gonna see a water tower, on your left-hand side as you're going out to the base. If you head towards that tower, and you go just a little bit past it on Lewis and Ray Drive, there's an empty lot that's sort of a pie shape. Looked like you took a piece of a pie out. That tract, the city owns, and it would be given to the county, so the county could maintain it and park.
A little walking park for families only.
For the citizens that are there. Those are the tracts that we're talking about right now.
Motion to approve is presented, Judge.
Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 18.
I'm going to make a motion to table this. I was waiting on some information from TxDOT. It didn't get here in time on the deadline, so I'm going to table it.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0 to table. Item 19, discussion possible action to place the name of a Commissioner Gustavo Flores on a giant Burt custom chair that will be placed at the Precinct 4 Park. The chair is part of a playground equipment that will be installed at the park.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. And the reason, just for transparency, the reason this is being done is because his name will be added to the playground equipment. Okay? Any other time, we wouldn't be doing this, all right? Any other time, we'd write a PO, we'd purchase it, and it'd just get put up. But, he was asked to put it on the agenda to bring it to the court, for approval or not to be approved. Okay? I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, and Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 20, discussion possible action requesting Commissioners Court approval for the issuance of a fuel card. Second. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 21, discussion possible action on order and notice of general election.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 22, discussion possible action on appointment of.
Motion to approve.
Second. And motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against?
Motion carries 4-0. Item 23, discussion possible action appointment of
Move.
early voting.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 24, discussion possible action appointment of Central County Station.
Cordell. Motion to approve the names submitted. Was looking at the different one.
Okay. A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 25, discussion possible appointment of Robert County Clerk deputies as needed.
Move.
A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Okay, Melissa. Item 26, discussion possible item approve the addition of one new first
Motion to
medical.
approve, Colin Reyes.
Second. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. If y'all have any questions, call the office.
Okay, thank you.
There are plenty coming up. Item 27, discussion possible action to approve the exemption of inscription on county vehicles. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez.
I'll second that, for discussion.
Commissioner Flores. Bottom line is, they don't want to put the signs, telling them that the vehicle.
Who they are.
Yeah, for the simple reason that.
Are they still running Texas exempt plates, or are they running?
Yes.
And at least what my office is gonna do, we're probably gonna have the magnets that we can put on and take off.
Yeah, But again, if you want to do that, that's fine. The other ones don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Discussion, item 28, discussion possible action to approve the purchase of a Xerox copier for adult.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Nettleton. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. These right here, if you'll let me read them, that way we can figure out where we're getting the money. Item 29, discussion possible action to approve the purchase of ballistic panels and solid doors for the judges' chambers and offices. Funding from available appropriations at court discretion. We have on this one, we talked about taking the money out of
Capital, to the
Broadway
Broadway
Capital.
Capital.
Motion to approve out of Broadway Capital.
Second. Motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
I
Aye.
don't understand why they won't let us take it out of the.
We asked.
It's in the statute. The statute lists exactly what can be. It certainly falls within the intent.
Ballistic sheeting applies, but ballistic.
No, it has to be glass.
Ballistic,
Yeah.
But not the sheet.
You have to pay 6 times as much.
I think we need.
You
to
could put up something so they can see.
Legislators this next session
Yeah.
to expand that definition.
Yeah, because there's funding there for that.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor? I think I already took the vote, but we'll take it again. All those in favor, 4-0 vote. Item 30, discussion possible action to approve the purchase of 5 gun safes at a cost of $2,000, that's for all of them, to be paid out of courtroom security.
Move.
Second for discussion.
I have a second, Commissioner Flores. Yes, sir.
Who's getting the gun safe?
They will,
They're gonna be at.
They will be courthouses.
The courthouses.
They will be placed, 2 of them, at 83rd, 63rd. 2 of them in this courthouse and 1 of them at the JP's. Okay. By motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 31, discussion possible action to purchase guns at a cost of $11,250 from SB 22. And motion, Commissioner Nettleton.
I'll second that for discussion.
Okay. The guns they're for the gun safes. And we didn't want the deputies that when they got out of their vehicle to bring their guns out of the car in order to be placed in the gun safe. So we'll end up with, AR file 223 plus a shotgun in every one of the gun safes. And that's what the dollar amount is. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 32, discussion possible action to approve the purchase of a John Deere Z 950M mower in the amount of $13,000 whatever from Telus
Second for discussion. Who's kidding this John Deere? I mean, okay,
The what? I'm
who's
sorry.
getting it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Building maintenance?
What, you
It's to
you
re-
put it on your item there. I mean, that's why,
I usually do. I just
we
overlooked
we
it.
need to put,
It's to replace the mower that was
no,
damaged.
that's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I just, who's getting it or who's buying it or what, who's doing what with it?
Building maintenance.
Yes, ma'am. Good, thank you.
Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Middleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 33, discussion possible action approve a contract with DBR Engineering in the amount of $9,600 for electrical engineering services for Escondido Estates Booster Station. Authorized county judge to sign contract upon review by county attorney. Project funded.
Motion to approve and have the judge sign.
And a motion, Commissioner Flores.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Middleton. Month and a half ago, I made a comment that we were waiting on the plans to be sealed. I was wrong. I called you, Mr. Belcher, last week or the week before and told you that at the end of the day, there was a mistake made, and we were waiting on them to see it, to put their stamp on it. We just hadn't hired them. So this is taking care of that problem. Okay? Part of this item is also, we have the design, once, DBR does the electrical and stamps it with their stamp that they've already reviewed it and designed the electrical on it, then we will go out for a proposal to build it. Okay, so at that point, we will probably be in our next fiscal year at the point that there's money needed. Okay, we've got 2 months left. There is $355,000 in next year's fiscal year to do this. I've not yet presented my total budget to the court for their approval or for them to make changes. But there is $355,000 in there, so it's either gonna be in the form, and I don't know yet, I'll have to visit with Matt, whether we do it, bottom line is whether we write a check for it or whether we borrow money. Okay, there's other needs that we're looking at right now that I will present Matt with before August 15th. But that $355,000 for this is in the budget. It'll be in the budget that I filed, August 15th. Okay?
Thank you.
And again, I'm sorry it wasn't even confusing, it just wasn't done. All right? I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Middleton. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 34, discussion possible action to approve the purchase of a Kubota M-Series tractor in the amount of...
Motion to approve.
Second.
And this one did have it. I have a motion, Commissioner Middleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 35, discussion possible action to approve the transfer. Monday?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 36, discussion possible action for approval of the...
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Middleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. She's trying real hard, and everybody's trying real hard to clean out what we have, because our purchasing agent has a new building, and she doesn't want a lot of junk with it. So if you have an opportunity to go visit her new building that y'all have provided, y'all really need to go by that, and the new IT building is pretty impressive. Item 37, discussion possible action on approval of calendar year 2025 imposition of optional fees. Now, Ms. Garcia,
We need to pick the fees.
yeah,
That's only if you want to keep the same, keep it the same with those,
and the thing
child
was, it
fees.
wasn't on that first page, so I asked her to figure out exactly which fees that we charge right
There was
now.
a $10 fee and then there was a.
The 150 is the one we're
a
charging.
$1.50 fee for the
Child.
child safety fee.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only two.
Yeah, but just the 150.
And the $10?
We hadn't been doing that.
What do you mean you haven't been doing
Oh, yeah, we do the county roads, yes, the
Yeah.
county roads and the child safety fee. Yeah.
I hope
We do
you're
that.
doing it, or
Yes,
we're
we do.
short the budget.
Uh-huh.
Motion to approve the fees for the $10 for road and bridge and $1.50 for the child safety.
Okay, motion Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye, anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Discussion possible action to accept the certified totals as given by Val Verde Appraisal District.
Motion to accept.
Second. And we're not setting the tax rate, folks. Not yet.
Just accept. It's hard.
Just accepting the value. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Item 39, discussion possible action on permit request 5324714, Hub 1004 for Frontier
Motion
Fiber.
to approve the roads that these fiber optics will be in, as well as Teresa's, Kenwood, Sunny Lane, Gabriela Way, Diego Luz, Dos Pistolas, Dos Caballos, Dos Amigos, and Camino del Flor.
Second? Yes, sir. Okay, I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 40, discussion possible action requesting authorization to apply for and accept. Second. Motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 41, discussion possible action requesting authorization. Second. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Discussion possible action to approve the HR monthly report from July 5th, 2024.
Motion to approve is presented.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez.
Can't get my words out.
Sorry?
Can't get my words out.
Before we get questioned, if you'll look, if the people have agenda items, we'll look at their agenda items. There's A, B, C, D, E. And P, Q, R, S, T, and U. You're gonna see some inflated or some annual fees or annual salaries that are there. That's an annual salary that's going to be paid. Part of the money comes out of the general fund, and then part of it is money out of SB 22. The amount of money, and I'll take B as an example. Guadalupe Rodriguez, his annual salary is set at $158,578.95. Okay, but in reality, the amount of money that he's going to be getting paid over what was already budgeted in the budget in the next 5.5 pay periods, is that pretty close, Matt?
That is correct.
It's $13,500. Okay. And the reason I'm bringing this up because each one of them is different. Item C is $12,500. Item D is $10,500, and then you get back with Ms. West. And the reason that we're doing this is that there are funds through SB 22 that they've applied for that came in a little bit late. And at this point, we needed to go ahead and adjust it. And that's how come when you look at the salaries, when you look at them, you're probably going to say they're inflated. They are because there's so much money that they're getting over the next 5.5 pay periods. So it isn't like they're going to get $177,000 or $135,000 or $125,000. That's not the case. Okay. And I'm bringing this up. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, to interrupt, but, I've got a question.
Mhm.
Salaries will revert back to 2024,
Salaries,
25 budget. Shouldn't it be 2023, 2024?
the salaries will revert back in 2020, whatever was posted in the 2023, 2024 budget before this action was taken, that's what those salaries will revert back to when it comes to what the county's paying. Now, we applying for SB 22 money again,
But we're at a little bit better shape than we were the last time because now we know how much money we're getting and we can do this ahead of time starting our fiscal year. So that money will still have to come back to the court for approval. But these salaries right here, Commissioner, that will be something that the court will have to discuss in our next budget.
Yeah, 'cause that's the only thing that throws me on the date.
The salaries will revert, and I can give you an example, I think. I'm not sure. I should have handed that out. Yeah, sure. We'll take Guadalupe Rodriguez on the front page. His salary is $97,000. The proposed salary that we're voting on right now is $158,578.95. But in reality, Mr. Rodriguez is gonna make the $97,000 plus the $13,500. So he will not be at the $158,578 this year. And then next year, in the county's budget that I've already given you all a copy of the people that are getting paid completely out of SB 22, like Alex, is not in our budget. He'll have to come back to the court for approval on whatever that dollar amount is. But John, Omar, and Rodriguez, those budgets of 105, 97, and 85, those are in our budget.
But once that grant money is gone, it will be
That's how come when you look at the budget that I handed y'all earlier, when you look at it, you're gonna see SB 22 money, you're gonna see a line item that's already counted, and then you're gonna see a SB 22 money. That way we can keep track that if that money goes away, we're not obligated to pay it. The county isn't. Is that correct? That's correct. And it's the same way when you go to look through the sheriff's office and you'll look at his patrol deputies and stuff, there's a dollar amount that doesn't have an explanation to it because it is county money, but you're gonna see SB 22 money. Those dollars there, the SB 22 money, if the state does not doesn't keep paying it, those dollars are gonna go away. I'm looking at both departments.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. Is that good?
Yeah.
Better anyway, I mean, I hope I did a good job on that. And the reason I'm bringing this up right now is because Commissioner had a question, and I'm sure that when y'all grab your agenda item and you look at the dollars, y'all are gonna, what the heck? But it's not, we have 5 pay periods left.
And I think it's important to state, Judge, that the SB 22 restrictions on how we can spend the money only allow us to spend it in this manner.
Yeah.
So we either spend it or we send it back.
And at the end of the day, there was concerns, and both you, our county attorney, and Matthew, our county auditor, were on the phone to make sure that everything that we're doing was up to par. And Ms. West was on different phone calls, but with the same people, wanting to make sure that we were doing it right. And everything that we got back was, this is the way that you need to do it.
Correct.
Okay. And I'm sorry for just keep going on, but I don't. Okay, I had a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 43, closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code A 551.071, parentheses 2, attorney-client privilege, B 551.071, parentheses A, contemplated litigation, C 551.072, regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, and value of real property thereafter, D 551.073, regarding the negotiated contract, lease, or value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter, E 551.076, regarding security devices, security audits, and/or security personnel. Folks, if y'all will give us the room, we're going to take a little break, and then we'll be in executive session here in this room. All right. District Court, come back into session. We just came out of the executive. No action was taken. Commissioners' comments? None?
County judge's comments, I'm gonna say a couple of things about the budget. In the budget that I will present to the court, the raises for our employees, we did 1,500 or 5% minimum. There will be something different this year, which will be a longevity pay based on $100 for the first year, $40 for every year thereafter. The elected officials, we're not getting any raises, whether to our salary. Well, it's in my budget, we're not getting raises. So until I present it, then it becomes the Commissioner's Court. But in the budget that I'll be presenting, the elected officials won't get any raises, either with their salaries or their auto allowance, and that will allow us also at no extra cost to the county to do our longevity pay for the employees. The other thing that we will be looking at is we've had a couple people come up and talk about a fire station on the north side of town. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not in this next budget, but if possible, we will try to add that fire station on the north side of town. But that's something I think that we will not, if I was the one waving the magic wand, we will not abandon the fire station in Cinegas. I think we still need to have something down there, a vehicle down there to help a pumper truck. But I do think that we've talked about it. This court has talked for several years about trying to build a fire station on the north side of town, and I think that at this point is necessary, and it will help with our response time to Valverde Park, Las Brisas area, and we're having a lot of accidents up on the north side just because of the amount of roads, the amount of miles of roads that we have on the highway. So I think this will help. I'll try to put it in the budget if all possible before August 15th. But those are some of the things that people are going to see in there. There is some new positions that were added for different departments also. And then there was also some change in classifications for individuals that for departments that will help on the hiring in case we lose people. I did ask ask Juanita, the policy committee, if they would meet to bring something back to the court to consider of maybe hiring between giving the elected official and department heads a means to hire between whatever the base pay is and whatever that position was making at the time it was vacated. We're having a hard time finding individuals that are qualified, and the employee pool is smaller now, it seems like. So that's going to be something that'll have to be brought back to the court for consideration. Don't know if it'll work or not, but I think I've asked the policy committee to look at it. Item 46.
Motion to adjourn.
On the motion, Commissioner Middleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. I didn't put the